This is our new adjuster, and we're constantly making improvements to it. One of the latest improvements that we've done has to do with this end of the adjuster for adjustment. So we had a lot of requests for the ability to use a tool, an impact wrench or a ratchet, or a drill to be able to adjust it to make it a little easier. And so we went ahead and welded a nut on the bottom of this, and I'll bring the sockets and the adjuster pieces over, and we'll look at that next. All right, so this is our latest adjustment system, and this allows us to have both a manual hand adjust and also the ability to stick a power tool on it, and we'll showcase that in a second. One of the problems is you get this thing way up in the air, and the last thing you want is sockets falling off and landing on your head. So we went ahead and took these deep sockets, and we went ahead and drilled and tapped them for a set screw, and that gives us a chance to stick it on there and then set the set screw so the socket won't fall off and hit us on the head anymore. And then in some cases, that's, the angle isn't quite right, even though we have a wobble on the handle extension. There's a wobble ability, so I can stick that in there, and I have some adjustment. If that's still not enough, we also include this this wobble socket that's also drilled and tapped on our CNC, and that lets us stick it in and then stick the wobble into it. So now I can stick that wobble in there yet too, and I got lots of freedom of movement on that handle. So then on the handle, when we go to put it together, we also have the ability to stick a ratchet right on the end of the handle, and we can adjust the array with that ratchet. And that's why we put this set screw on here, is because that can come off in your hand. So if I went ahead and tighten these set screws up, it allows that handle to be nice and firm, and I don't have to worry about something falling off and hitting me in the head. But if I do want to leave the array, we also had a lot of customers asking that the handle could be removable, and that was very important to a lot of them. They wanted to be able to store the handle inside. They did not want it dangling. I also have a lot of customers who are very determined. They want their handle left attached. So I've got to meet both customer needs here. So the way to do that was to stick this extra set screw on the top here. If you're the kind that wants your handle left on, then if you're the handle on guy, well, then you tighten it up. If you're the handle off guy, then go ahead and loosen that set screw, and you can take your handle off, go put it in the garage. You can bring it back out from the ground, reach up there and stick it on. Now, if you're reaching from the ground to do that, you probably don't want this wobbly extension, because that's going to add too much movement, and you're going to want to hook this extension straight to the socket. So again, we're trying to meet everyone's different needs that we get these phone calls about over the last 10 years that we've been doing these for people. So the bottom now, we also had a number of people that were concerned with this very, very allegedly inexpensive ratchet, and it's a throwaway ratchet. We get that, but it's better to have a ratchet than nothing. Let you put them out together with it if you want. Throw it away when you're done. That's up to you. So we went ahead and built the old style handles again that will slide over this handle. So a lot of ways to put these tools together. So now I can adjust this handle up, and I don't have this array hoisted yet, so this handle isn't set at the right length. And I can go ahead and tighten this bolt, and voila, I get to have the old style crank handle. And again, I get to either have it handle on or handle off. That's up to me, and I get to work with it that way. Now I can use this handle to crank the array. I want to show you one more thing with this handle, which is why I'm not going to take the time to tighten that all the way up. And that's the ability to use a power tool. So I can go a couple of ways with that. I can hook the power tool on the end of this extension. Everything here is impact rated. So I've got this large Milwaukee impact with me, and I can adjust this impact, and I can do it down here at the bottom, or I can do it up at the top, and that's up to me where I choose to hook up the adjuster or the height I've got. And we do cut these handles specifically to your length. That gives me the ability to adjust that array with the power tool instead of having to do it all with a hand crank. And by the same token, I can come up here and I can take this extension off, this wobbly, and if it's a lower array, I can use that impact directly on the socket up here at the top to adjust that array. A lot easier to adjust than using a hand tool. And and now that socket will stay on because I've got the set screw in. So again, a lot of options there, and maybe that helps take some of the confusion away while there's the different ideas. Make it a great one.